Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, a podcast where we talk about pop music. Of course, we're halfway through our deep dive of the UK Top 10 Singles chart of the 28th of January 1977. Here's what we've covered so far. Up 6 to...
Who are you?
I'm Andy Robinson. Who are you? Get out my shed.
I will not leave the shed. I'm James Cook.
Shall we go through what numbers 10 to 6 were, James? I think that's a good idea.
Go ahead.
Whoever you may be. Up 6 to 10, it's Car Wash by Rose Royce.
Sure, it's a disco classic, but it still gives me PTSD.
You poor boy. A non-mover at number 9, it's Wild Side of Life by Status Quo.
They're doing their song again.
Up 10 to 8, it's Daddy Cool by Boney M.
Teeth-bangingly good.
Down 21 to number 7 this week, it's Things We Do for Love by 10cc.
You'd be a fool to walk out on a song this amazing.
And down 1 to only number 6, it's I Wish by Stevie Wonder.
Should we just stop the top 10 now? I think we've peaked.
It's very good. All the songs featured can be found on our Spotify and YouTube playlist. Links, as always, in our description. Please listen to it. It makes everything much better. If you join our Patreon community, you can get access to our bonus tracks. Half a dozen songs that are in the chart but never made the top 10. Here's a taste of what you can expect in that.
It's not just a cheesy dad rock air guitar fest, this song.
Okay.
It's not.
You sound like you protest too much.
I do. And also, being able to identify the song from the intro once meant I won a pub quiz and got to meet Tony Blackburn.
Why have you saved the best till last about this?
I mean, South America's a big place full of lots of different countries.
They worship Keith Chegwin as a god.
Oh, you don't like that, do you, face? Well, there, now watch me cut my nose off. Join our community now at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
Number 5.
Up 6 to 5. You're More Than a Number in My Little Red Book by The Drifters.
Again, another classic.
Catchy. I've been singing it all the time. Just pointing at my wife.
Singing that to her.
And you're more than a number in my little red book. Now, here's an interesting thing. I always thought the stereotype of the bachelor's phone book where he puts all the numbers of all the ladies.
Black. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Little Red Book. That's what Mao Zedong had.
All right.
Why is he writing people's numbers in the Communist Manifesto?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Taking names and addresses for whatever it ends.
Someone's going to gulags.
That's changed this song completely. I think that's what it is. Some sort of roundup for political beliefs.
God.
It's sort of the number being in the Little Red Book I kind of like as well because it's so old-fashioned, isn't it? Like, think about this with songs about phones. I mean, like Hanging on the Telephone by Blondie, it wouldn't be written now because you wouldn't be in your hallway waiting for somebody to call, would you? So the notion of the phone and keeping the number is kind of really old-fashioned. I like it, though.
You're more than a number in my WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Called now, probably.
And the Drifters, they've done loads of great songs.
Yes, the collective of the Drifters have done loads of great songs. How many members of the Drifters have there been?
87.
46.
Yeah. I was counting all the tribute bands as well.
I wanted you to go in low so that my number sounded impressive.
I knew
but you went in comically high.
I know, there's loads of Drifters. I mean, again, this is a thing that annoys some people. They're not the Drifters. I think, well, of course not. They're all dead, aren't they? So let's keep the music going.
Well, you say that. They were only formed in 1953.
Yeah.
And this is 1977. So it's only 24
I mean,
years.
now, like,
now.
People, when the Drifters continue, like some sort of Godzilla thing through their provincial theatres.
Is it like jury duty? Do you just get a letter saying you're now in the Drifters?
Yeah.
The Drafters, they could call it.
Do you know, I did a gig in Great Yarmouth recently, a stand-up comedy gig in a theatre, inquiring about the potential use of their microwave oven, and they said, we did have one, but one of the Drifters broke it last week, which I liked.
The band The Drifters, or did someone put a Drifter chocolate bar into the microwave and then has rendered it inoperable?
All right.
Could be that.
I see what you're doing. What do you know about the Drifters? Again, in the YouTube comments, to my eternal shame, I don't really know the names of the Drifters, but I like it.
There are 46 of them. How are you supposed to remember them all? You'd have to write them down in some kind of little red book.
I like
Maybe that's the Drifters singing to the other members of the Drifters.
Maybe.
The Little Red Book is the big book of people who are in the Drifters.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this song is getting more emotionally complicated, and they're all commies. There's someone on YouTube said this is good because I said Clyde Brown finally shares lead with Johnny Moore, so I like that notion. I watched it on the video. They're sort of, my apologies, I don't know who's who, but one of them sings a chorus, "You're more than a number," Little Red Book, and the other one sort of sings a verse, which is the verses function to explain the narrative more comprehensively.
When was the Drifters' last top 40 hit in the United States?
I'm going to go for mid-60s.
Yeah, 1964.
Oh, really?
But they have this string of hits in the UK in the mid-70s.
We adopted them.
Why did it become popular in the UK, do you know?
Because of the Northern Soul scene?
Is exactly right.
Okay, cool.
It was the Northern Soul scene that sparked life back into the Drifters.
Yeah. It is one of the most favourite tracks of the ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto. That's a fact I got from YouTube.
That's brilliant.
I think it's more complicated again than it sounds, yet it's so catchy. It's got that little chord change as an intro that we've talked about before in the past. That one, and then it goes something like that anyway. So that is a standard chord change, but it's so great. What I liked about this is because of this week, because of my inability to access music loud and have a groove around to it myself, I watched it on YouTube, right? It was on Top of the Pops performance. I saw Noel Edmonds introduced it. Now, I don't like to be negative, but what I liked in the YouTube comments was Noel Edmonds got a right kicking off loads of people. For some reason, these 2 seconds I've got Noel Edmonds introducing the Drifters. People think I'm wading in with this. I don't like hatred, but I have to say I kind of enjoyed it. This is good YouTube comment, James. Someone said the Bible is the book you need to be into, not some little red book. Guess what the name of the YouTube commenter who said that was?
Jesus.
Weirdly, a fella called Ian Christ.
Well, that's my family book.
When we've been talking about, so he thinks that the book, we talked about communists, we talked about the idea that it might be some sort of contact for random members of the Drifters from the past.
And the Drifters directory. Yeah.
And now we're also saying the red book might be the Bible.
Yeah, it's not though, is it? It's just a little address book. Everyone should calm
Just
down.
a little literature book. Everyone, don't be stupid.
Put yourself in the position of the woman, presumably, sorry to be heteronormative, that he's singing to. You're more than just a number in my little red book. Do you take that as a compliment?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? If you want to be so petty about it.
Or
But yeah.
would your question be, what book? Let's have a look at this book.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Have you ever kept the equivalent of a little red book in some way?
I've been with the same woman since 1998. No, I haven't.
Fair enough. The right answer
It would
on
be
the
a
internet.
very short book.
So it does.
I can say to my wife, you're more than a number on my little blank page.
Number 4.
Up 11-4. It is the song Isn't She Lovely?
Oh, by Stevie Wonder?
No, by David Parton.
What?
Yeah, David Parton. I know nothing about this fella, James. Let me do a little bit of my research into this. Now, again, I thought this is a song off the album Songs of Key of Life, but you would have thought Stevie Wonder would release it as a single. Interesting, possibly. I think whoever he is sings it great. I like the band on it. They, it's like it's about the third time they've run through this song. It's quite ramshackle, but it gives it a good energy. But what I'm going to say is, looking at David Parton singing it on the old YouTube Top of the Pops clip, it might not be helped by the fact that he's wearing a cravat, but he's also got a moustache. Now, you know what I think about any pop singer with a moustache, or any person with a moustache. I think they look like a right bastard. Tell me about David Parton and put my mind at rest.
David Parton was a record producer. He was a writer as well. He'd actually written a UK number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Sad Sweet Dreamer by Sweet Sensations. And it was Marcel King from the Sweet Sensations who was supposed to record this because Stevie Wonder wasn't releasing it as a single. Because the version on the album is like 6 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, it's got all the baby intro, hasn't it?
And so they were like, well, we'll do that. Yeah. And Tony Hatch was involved as well in the production.
The writer of the Crossroads theme.
Yeah, and Neighbours.
Yeah.
And Marcel King was supposed to do it, and they tried it, and he just didn't have the right kind of voice for this song. Yeah. So David Parton went, I'll do it.
If you're going to sing a Stevie Wonder song, you're almost opening yourself up to a kick-in, aren't you, in some ways? But I think he does a great job of it.
It's not awful. It is that thing, that trope they have nowadays. It is Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder if you bought it on Wish. But that's fine.
Yeah, man.
It's all right. And then you go, I wonder what this guy David Parton looks like. And
a bastard.
He's from Newcastle under Lyme.
Okay, cool. It makes me think how good the song is, really. But again, the band and David Parton do a great job of it. But what a song again, you know.
Song written about
Stevie Wonder's daughter?
whose name is, she's name checked in the lyrics of the song.
Oh, go on.
Aisha.
Oh, okay.
Life is Aisha, the meaning of her name. That's the lyric.
Okay.
It's a bit weird, David Parton singing that about someone else's kid.
Well, it made me think a little bit because David Parton sang it. That it's loud and clear in the Stevie Wonder version, isn't it? With the baby gurgling and humming, singing along at the beginning. David Parton hasn't got that, so it reminded me a little bit of. You always used to hear it, didn't you? Oh, I did growing up. It was always a theme tune when there was a beauty queen competition going on. Whenever some girls came out in their bikinis. Quite often, Isn't She Lovely was playing in the background.
That's about his daughter, mate. Wrong.
Maybe. Doesn't
wrong
matter.
song to play.
Yeah. So it had that sort of 70s summertime special vibe to it as well, which I kind of liked.
Aisha, who the song is about, Aisha Morris, will be 50 in 2025. Londi, who gets a name check in the song, is
Who?
Yolanda Simmons. That's the mother of Aisha and Stevie Wonder's then girlfriend.
You're working off the Stevie Wonder version of this as opposed to the David Parton version, aren't you?
I'm talking about the song, with the lyrics of the song.
All right, my apologies.
Stevie Wonder has 9 kids with 5 women.
It's like he's some sort of a Motown Boris Johnson.
I can talk a bit more about the David Parton. I have too watched that Toll the Pops performance, and that is the most bored-looking audience I've ever seen. And do bear in mind, I have been at 100% of my gigs.
I always like the bits on. I find it tricky for the singers when they haven't got a band behind them and they're kind of just singing along. What do they do when the long instrumental break comes in?
Well, there's a bit in this where he kind of gestures to some people in the front row and sort of indicates they should smile.
Yep. Whilst handing out flowers from his lapel. I mean, it's some kind of visual.
One more thing on Isn't She Lovely? Because we'll never talk about the Stevie Wonder version of it because it's never a single.
Yep.
The line, less than a minute old, is 53 seconds into the track, which means he's only had 7 seconds to assess the baby before he starts singing a song about how lovely they are.
Okay. He's such a nerd.
He's made a very snap decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than a minute old. Well, blimey. And you had the band in there in the maternity suite with you, ready to go.
I get you. Nice comic conceit. I don't want to slag off David Parton or this song. It's a fine rendition of a classic.
And well done, David Parton. He's become a pop star.
David Parton is a pop star.
Official.
Number 3.
A non-mover at number 3. It's Sideshow by Barry Biggs. A song I'd never heard before, or if I had heard it before, I'd never stayed with me. Reggae-tinged ballad.
As you say, it's a non-mover, but it's certainly a little lover's groover, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love this song this week.
This song is the one in... There's usually one in every chart. This is the song that has totally grown on me.
Yeah, same. I didn't know this, but I've been delighted to hear it.
Originally a top 10 hit in the US in 1974 for a band called Blue Magic. Written by a married couple.
Oh, really?
Vinnie Barrett and Bobby Eli. Neither of those are their real names. Their real names are Gwendolyn Woolfolk and Eli Tatarsky.
Sounds like a Russian way of saying goodbye.
He would later open a recording studio called The Groove Yard.
Good name. It's beautiful, this song, isn't it? Without really leaning into the lyrics and listening to it, it spoke to me, I'm going to say, as a comedian performer this week, the sideshow nature of it, the broken-hearted aspect.
Oh, the tears of a clown.
Yeah,
here they come.
Yeah, it's one of those archetypal songs, isn't it? That I like it. I wrote in my notes, this speaks to me as a comedian, and then for some reason I draw a little emoji of a smiley face, and then when I drew that, it made me want to punch myself in my face, right? Put a little emoji to yourself like a nana.
It's all right. You express yourself however you see fit.
I'm going to say Barry Biggs, he's got a moustache, so he looks like a bastard, but it's also off-cut by the fact that he's got a nice little goatee underneath, so I don't know why. You know my thing with moustaches. I think this is going to be one of my regular features, James.
Barry Biggs is essentially the Jamaican David Parton.
I particularly like the strange solo noise in it, halfway through.
Yeah, the space laser noises.
Yeah.
I mean, we're about 6 months away from Star Wars when this comes out.
Really takes you out the song and slaps you around the head for a short few seconds, but I was digging it.
He only has hits in the UK, the Netherlands and Belgium. Nowhere else. And 2 of his songs that are hits are about kind of circus-related things. So the Sideshow, and he also has a hit with a song called Three Ring Circus.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Sideshow, as you mentioned, it is a heartbroken man. He's like, come and see the Sideshow. It's a man who's upset.
Yeah.
And I think, no, sounds like a rubbish Sideshow.
You're joking, aren't you? That'd win an award up Edinburgh, etc., etc.
There's a sword swallower through there.
All right.
He's swallowing a sword. I've seen a fire breather today. What, you want me to look at a man who's a bit sad?
I always like a song about a broken-hearted clown. I have to say, it's there's loads of them, isn't there? Hey, the Joker 2 could have used this song in their much maligned musical. There's some great words in it. Well, I don't know if there's great words in it. The main thing I liked was the feeling it gave me.
Yeah. He does say at one point it's more entertaining than a one-man band. And I'm like, what isn't? I've had dental procedures that are more entertaining than a one-man band.
Fair enough. I was looking at YouTube comments again, the people who flocked to YouTube to check it out. Just beautiful it was. Everyone was so happy about it. Everyone was reminiscing. Everyone was so nostalgic. From what I could make out, it seemed to be a big record around London. Everyone was talking about, I heard this thing around London at the time. It was nice. We like to remind you intermittently, if you're still here, which of course you are because you wouldn't hear this, have a listen to this at some point. Maybe after we finish. It's a beauty.
Number 2.
It's a non-mover. It's number 2. It's Julie Covington with Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
The third biggest selling single of the year, and it's only January. It gets to number 1 eventually.
When I was a young boy, this song would come up on top of the pops. And its lyrical conceit confused me. Its musical drama confused me too. I didn't really like it, but this week, whether I've been softened up by the other 8 songs before it, I've been digging it this week. I know that this song is from the musical Evita. I know vaguely what Evita's about. I know nothing about it. No, you're shaking your head. It's not.
This is not from the musical Evita.
What the?
Hello.
What the actual F?
I'm the world's most pedantic man.
Go on.
This song is from the concept album Evita, which would later become the musical of Evita, because Evita started off as an album.
Oh, really?
It didn't become a stage show for a couple of years. Also on the album, Paul Jones from Manfred Mann. Yeah, he plays Perron. And Tony Christie as the part that Jimmy Nail plays in the movie.
Okay, so I'm not seeing the movie. I know nothing about the movie. Are you saying that...
Have you not seen the film Evita?
No.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're saying that Tony Christie is not in Amarillo? He's in Argentina?
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew this. Go on, tell me more, as they say in Greece.
So it's written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
We won't hold that against it. I don't know why it's a silly little jibe.
The lyrics are a string of meaningless platitudes.
How do you mean?
Not my words, the words of Tim Rice.
Oh, really?
Describing it, because that's the point of the song. The point of the song is that it's disingenuous.
Oh, go on.
Ava Perron is bigging herself up, and it's all meaningless hoo-ha.
I know nothing about it. Tell me about Ava Perron and what this song is and what context this song comes in. Honestly, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Ava Perron was an actress who married General Perron, who became dictator of Argentina, and she was like the public face of that power couple.
Okay.
At a very turbulent time for Argentina politically.
But she's a hero of Argentina, isn't she? Is it complex?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more complicated than that. I would heartily recommend watching the musical, if you can go and see it, but it rarely gets played anywhere anymore, or watching the movie.
Madonna?
Madonna's really good in it.
Yeah.
I actually think her version of Don't Cry For Me, Argentina is better than the Julie Covington version.
Well, everyone in the YouTube comments would come over and give you a right slapping for that because everyone's saying, this is a definitive. But, first cut is the deepest, as I like to say, isn't it? What everyone you've heard first, really.
What have Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber got in common with Mel Brooks, Whoopi Goldberg, and John Gielgud?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't know. Go on.
They are EGOTs.
Huh?
They've won Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys.
Oh, great.
They've got the full set. There are only 21 EGOTs, and Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber are 2 of them.
I mean, I have to say, with my bias in the past, Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber songs, by and large, for me, have got on my nerves. I don't know why that is. I hear some musicians talk about Andrew Lloyd Webber, and they say he's essentially a thief and of classical music. Apparently, there's a couple of people I know who've,
And he's quite open about some of that.
Yeah.
His whole, the Sweet Variations is all based on pre-existing classical music.
Yeah.
It is great, though.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, we've already mentioned people in the past. Why not use these? It's a fine line, isn't it, between tribute and absolute robbery?
There will be people listening to this who were in productions of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat when they were at school.
Yeah.
It's a big hit with school plays. I was.
Yeah. What part did you play?
I was one of the brothers.
Did it traumatise you like your version of Car Wash?
No, I absolutely smashed it.
Well done, you.
I had
Here
a
we
solo.
go.
I had a solo, mate.
Oh, go on. What's your solo?
Let us grab him now, do him in while we've got the time. That was my line. Anyway, that's Joseph. This is Evita. Yeah. The first half of Evita is the best bit, in my opinion. I think it slows down a bit in the second half. That's where this song comes in.
Like Oliver. I mean, I always think about Oliver the musical. Brilliant. And then it sort of falls off a little bit towards the end. But that's all right. They've got a story to tell. I mean, I think they should just do more bangers towards the end.
Why was this song banned in the UK in the early 80s?
Because I would imagine the Falklands War.
Yes, that's right. And why was it banned in the Philippines?
Because I imagine Imelda de Marcos.
Yes, it reminded.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. That sort of ambiguous leader. I mean, as we said one week doing this stupid podcast, James, what would the modern equivalent of Evita be? You had a good suggestion. Do you remember?
Did I?
Yeah, you said Melania.
Oh, did I? Oh, yes. That's
Again, this week, very pertinent.
But without the charisma. Imelda and Ferdinand de Marcos hold the Guinness World Record for largest ever theft from a government, stealing between $5 and $10 billion. Not only is Imelda Marcos still alive at the time of recording, her son is the president of the Philippines.
Okay. There's a great musical of David Byrne and Fatboy Slim about Imelda Marcos. Are you aware of this?
Doesn't sound a million miles away from Evita.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, what I'd love to see it is in New York, and what they've done is because of Imelda Marcos's lifestyle, they've recreated this theatrical experience as a nightclub. I mean, if David Byrne's done it, there's going to be something good happening, isn't it?
Do you know any other times Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice have had number one singles? Any other songs?
With Jason Donovan song from Joseph.
Yeah, Any Dream Will Do.
I mean, I sometimes, in my stand-up profession, James, I sometimes allude to the song Any Dream Will Do. Always what happens is I sing the first line.
Yeah.
It's part of a bit of material. What's the first line again? I
closed my eyes.
I closed my eyes, drew back the curtains. The audience cannot stop themselves going, ah. That's a good hook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Congrats, Andrew and Tim.
Tim Rice also had a number one as a lyricist by writing the song I Know Him So Well.
Oh, yeah.
With the boys from ABBA. From the musical Chess. And Andrew Lloyd Webber had number ones with No Matter What by Boyzone.
Who wrote that song?
Yeah.
Wrote the melody?
Yep.
And the words? Who cares?
Yeah. And Sing by Gary Barlow and the Military Wives.
Wow.
Tim Rice's daughter's name is...
Pillow.
is Eva.
Okay.
But yours would make more sense. I don't know who said this originally, but the existence of Tim Rice and Tim Curry suggests the existence of a Tim Nam somewhere. Okay. The first choice to sing this song was Elkie Brooks. She said no.
Oh, really?
So they got Julie Covington. Julie Covington distanced herself from the record, refusing to publicise it in any way or appear on Top of the Pops, who instead would just show newsreel footage of Eva Peron.
That was the video I watched on YouTube
while they
last
played
night.
the song. Yeah.
Okay. Blimey, I wonder why she stepped away from it, because of the moral complexity of the character.
She was asked to play Eva Peron in the musical, but she said no.
Right.
And so they gave the role to an unknown Elaine Page.
And she bangs on about it to this day on radio too.
She does. Original titles for this song, instead of in the line, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
So it's got a syllabically bounce and fit, yeah.
It's Only Your Lover Returning.
It's only your lover returning. Yeah, okay.
Or All Through My Crazy and Wild Days.
All through my crazy and wild days. None of them are as strong as Don't Cry For Me Argentina, are they?
Nope. I watch a lot of international football.
Yep.
Every time Argentina play.
That's about. Again.
Argentina lose and their players are crying. You know what they're going to play over the montage.
Yeah.
Tim Rice said, it even went to number one in the disco chart, which I just couldn't understand. I asked a friend of mine who was a DJ, why was it so popular? And he said, because DJs are playing it to clear the dance floor.
Okay. Well, they just play it at the end?
Yep.
Yeah,
Get out.
The UK's number one.
A non-mover at number one. Don't Give Up On Us by David Soul. Hutch, off of Starsky and Hutch.
Absolutely. Hutch, hutch, hutch. That's what I kept thinking throughout this, hearing him sing it. I mean, this is a beautiful song, isn't it? It has to be said. I like the notion of the verse being the refrain, like the opening line, "Don't give up on us, baby." That's the chorus. It's the first line, and it's such a strong hook, isn't it? This is, again, one of them melodies that never quite... It's not repetitive, and there's a long, long way before it goes and gets back to these beautiful hooks.
Written by Tony Macaulay, who co-wrote 4 other UK number ones.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote Baby, Now That I Found You.
Great
by
song.
The Foundations.
Yeah.
Let the Heartaches Begin by Long John Baldry.
Yeah.
Love Grows Where My Rosemary Goes.
Did he? I love that song.
Edison Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And also for David Soul, Silver Lady.
Okay.
He also wrote Build Me Up Buttercup.
Wow. That's a good CV, isn't it?
And this was the second best-selling single of the year. So Don't Cry For Me Argentina was number 3 in that chart. This is number 2. Do you know what the best-selling single of 1977 was?
No, go on.
I'm asking you because you'd know.
Would it be an Elvis song?
No.
Would it be I'd be Mull of Kintyre?
That's right, Mulligan Time.
Okay, well, Mull of Kintyre, a simple 3-chord song. Like I say, I would love to get into this a little bit and play it on my guitar. I'm going to say, because I've been quite busy this week, I haven't got any guitar. That might be good. So if there's any other weeks that I do play guitar, it's because I've not been working very much. Hey, why don't you sign up to our Patreon? Maybe we can give you some extra content. The video was pretty good, James. I watched it. Like David Soul was in a close-up. It reminded me a little bit of Sinead O'Connor video. It's a big close-up on his face while he's having a little think about his lost love. Or his potential lost love. And then during the instrumental break that I was on about earlier, what does the singer do when they're not singing? They just show a picture of Hutch on a horse for a little bit and then get back to singing. It was rubbish.
Now, it was a little bit before my time, Starsky and Hutch. It was that thing you used to watch?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, again, when you're a kid, and I think even as a, let's call it, slightly older kid, you want a bit of familiarity, don't you, children? They like it, so the groovy music, Starsky jumping down on a load of cardboard boxes in the credits. I was aware of it, absolutely. They were cool in 1977. It's the one song with a key change in. I feel much better now.
Hey, we got there.
I had to say it in the end. Yeah.
Have you ever seen David Soul live?
Nope. Have you seen him? Was he in that? Are you going to start? Is it the Jerry Springer thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, tell me.
I saw him in Jerry Springer the Opera, and he was very good.
Okay.
In 2004, he became British.
Really?
Yes. But he's not, at this point, still an American.
Okay. I mentioned the key changing. Like I said, we have to have one a week, James. I think this is pretty interesting. What a great top 10. What I'm going to say is great about it. Not at any point this week have we had to bring Nile Rodgers into it. The notion, if you're a regular listener, Nile Rodgers said famously that, well, not that famously, Nile Rodgers said that if a song gets in the top 10, it must be a good song because it's connected. Now, I've noticed, James, neither at any point have either of us gone, oh, that's a bad song. I don't like that song. That's rubbish. We've been so effusive and positive. Check out the playlist.
In my opinion, the sort of the worst, in inverted commas, that the chart has got this week is fine.
What do you think the worst? Let's go. Let's do it. What do you think's the worst this week?
It's not worst, is it? I mean, it's
your least favourite.
It's in very good company. I think the most pedestrian and least interesting is the Status Quo song.
Yeah, all right, but and yet it's got its own peculiar.
Or maybe the cover of Isn't She Lovely? But if it was the original of Isn't She Lovely, then all of a sudden it wouldn't be.
See, I love the song Isn't She Lovely? I love the song Wild Sides of Life. So great songs in this week's top 10. My favourite would be Sideshow because, like I said, I didn't know it and it's delighted me.
The best one is I Wish, isn't it?
It's hard to argue.
I'd say Things We Do for Love is right up there as well. I think that's well worth a revisit.
But, you're more than just a number in my little red book. He's got its own charms. Car Wash you've ignored.
Oh, actually, do you know what?
Daddy Call you've ignored.
Don't Cry For Me Argentina is probably the most pedestrian.
Okay, why?
I ignored it because I'm really fond of the first half of Evita.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
because it's nearly 6 minutes long. It goes on a lot.
Is it that long?
Yes,
okay.
It goes on a lot. So maybe that is.
I don't think there's any pedestrians in this top 10 at all. I think they're all motoring along nicely. Thank you, 1977, January, for providing us with this beautiful pop music.
If you want more, we will be putting out some bonus tracks to coincide with this chart, taking a look at songs from the rest of the chart that never get to be in the top 10, but that we think are worth talking about, including a couple of songs that are about nostalgia. We kind of had that theme already.
I remember them songs well.
Yeah, a rock classic written by an MIT graduate, songs about a disaster, and a song about a classic movie.
As we like to say, we have a link to playlists in the descriptions to Spotify. Please give it a go, because it makes this program, this podcast, seem more relevant. You understand it better. And also, you've got 10 great songs with arguably another 6 that we've added on just for nonsense sake. In summary, beautiful pop music, brightening our lives one more time, and shooby dooby doo up.
Bop bop shoo up.